Because you are a chosen race. You are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession, that you will proclaim the wonderful things of him who called you out of darkness into this marvelous light. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Set apart and set aside and do his work and bring him glory. Come on.
I'm not trying to blend in, I'm trying to stand out. I've been set apart for greatness, it's already planned out.
Hello and welcome to Truth Prevails. On today's episode, this is a chat that I had with an elder that I didn't even know was an elder, but thankfully one of my subscribers, Heather, thank you. She pointed out the questions he was asking me in the manner that he was an elder. You know, I went back to Shirley and I asked her, "Is this guy an elder?" Because he never told me that he was clearly an elder for some reason. But yeah, so this is a discussion I had with an elder apart about the importance of the watchtower. I think witnesses don't see how important it is to really look at this topic, because you have to hold the watchtower to the same standard as the Bible, the same authority, when one is not inspired. But, you know, the governing body has told you that if you don't know the publications and you don't believe them because they are being dispensed by them, then you don't really know the truth. You can't understand the Bible on your own. They have said this in many occasions. So as I'm talking with the elder, I'm just asking him basic questions to show how that's not possible. And, his own words will contradict himself. So I want to show two quick articles, publications, that disprove any witness saying they don't have to fully trust in the Watchtower publications and they have to depend on them fully, or they're not standing in the truth. The first one is a question from the readers. The Watchtower announced in Jehovah's Kingdom 1986. It says, approved association with Jehovah Witnesses requires accepting the entire range of the true teachings of the Bible, including those scriptural beliefs that are unique to Jehovah's Witnesses, like the false two groups. You have to believe that if you want to associate with witnesses. The second one is from an article from 2020 that says, guard what has been entrusted to you, which in paragraph 4 reads, another reason why the truths found in God's words are precious, and that Jehovah reveals them only to humble ones who are rightly disposed. Such individuals accept the channel he uses to dispense those truths today. We cannot learn these truths on our own, and nothing else is anywhere near as valuable. So you need to accept the channel supposedly God is using, because you cannot learn it on your own. So if you are a witness, I just want you to know that the Bible is enough. Everything that God wants us to do, tells us to do, commands us to do was in the Bible. We don't need the Quran and the Hadiths that add on to the Bible. The witnesses have the publications. The Mormons do it. The Catholics do it. We just need the Bible. That's all you need. You don't need men that aren't inspired, that are coming 1 minute to say, well, this is the truth. And then, well, you know what? We done studied the scriptures more. The same research you should have did the first time. Now they come with a different conclusion. That's not from God. Truth doesn't change. So, like, comment, and share. Tell me what you think. And here's the discussion. God bless. So, what weight do you think the Watchtower publications hold?
what weight do they hold? Well, they help us to understand what the Bible teaches, but they are obviously the ultimate source of truth is the Bible. So that's really it, but I believe that the Watchtower is being produced by an organization that is guided by Jehovah, by Jesus, and so when it does explain things, it will, and then it does teach things that it is in line with what the Bible teaches. And so, when I look at something that's in the Watchtower, then I personally am confident that whatever's in there is going to be, because that's not just blind faith or anything like that. And just knowing from experience, I've been, one of Joe's witnesses for a while now, and then, I personally have not seen anything in there that I feel like makes me question that this is they're manipulating things or just telling me things or just saying things just to please men. Everything that's from my personal experience that I've seen that's in the Watchtower is always helping us to understand God better, helping us to understand what the Bible teaches better, and it's always accurate and it's always in line with what the Scriptures teach. And so, I personally value it, and what the publications that are produced, and I do view it as important that that what's in there that we follow the direction. But of course, what's in there, I also realize is based on what the Bible teaches. So it's not just based on anybody's opinion. Those publications are produced just to help us
do you feel like
understand the Bible.
Do you feel like the Bible is enough? Could you just read the Bible on your own?
Do I? Oh, yeah. That's something that we all get encouraged to do daily. Read the Scriptures for ourselves. I mean, that's really what's important, right? I mean, that's where we, if we read God's Word, the Bible, that's where we kind of mold our thinking, right? Really help us to think in a way, to reflect and meditate on what Jehovah teaches us. We all get encouraged to do that.
But do you think you can understand the Bible on your own if you didn't have the publications and you just had the Bible?
Well, I mean, some things, sure. I mean, various Bible principles when it talks about, giving is better than receiving. There's a lot of things in there that a lot of people understand that are lessons in there that we could understand. But, the Bible also teaches that God would appoint his faithful and discreet slave, and that would help us to understand and more fully understand things as time goes on. There's a lot of Bible prophecy. There's a lot of things that are in the Bible that are very complicated. I would say I'm personally, I think of myself as somebody who's, relatively intelligent, but at the same time, I'm not like some kind of Bible scholar myself. So, I would say, without those publications, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't understand or wouldn't fully appreciate to the amount and really to the extent that I do.
So, if that's the case, wouldn't you agree that the Watchtower would be on the same level as the Bible? Because if you can't understand one without the other, it's kind of like 50-50.
Well, I mean, no, but I mean, just curious why. What is this? Is that kind of your? Do you personally have questions about that? Is that something that makes you uncomfortable, or what is your take on that? Do you feel like that is incorrect, or what do you feel like those publications they shouldn't be producing publications to help people understand the Bible?
Well, I agree with what you said earlier about the Bible. I feel like that's the inspired word. That's from God.
Hmm.
But I do feel like that's enough. Um, so we shouldn't need anything else to be added on to it. But then, you know, if you say we can't really understand the Bible without the publications because they kind of bring it together, then then and then if we know that they're not inspired, so we have to hold two things on. We kind of have to lay them both out at the same time. Because if I'm reading something, I need to go see what the publication says about it. So it's like 50-50 on authority.
Well, the publications, they have just help us to understand what the Bible teaches. So it's not like if you look at a publication, you're going at something that's beyond what the Bible, is talking about. And at the same time, you look at the accounts of the Bible, right? We know that what's in the Bible, that we can read that, but we also know that Jesus taught a lot of other things to his followers that are not in the Bible. We know that Paul and the other apostles, they had discussions and they taught things to people. They had this, Bible teachings and they held meetings together, and so they taught other things. They helped people explain things outside of what's in the Bible. So they had meetings. So we have meetings. We have our midweek meetings. We have our weekend meetings where we get together. We discuss what's in the Bible. We study what the Bible teaches. And so that's the same thing. We're just following the same example of what those early Christians did, what Jesus did, because he helped people to see what was in the scriptures, in the Hebrew scriptures. And so then his words are now written down for us, but not all his words. There were things that he explained and things that he talked about that are not written down in the Bible. So it's the same thing today. We read the Bible, but we also study it, we discuss it, we examine it.
So
that's just a tool.
Do you feel like the canon? So do you feel like the canon is still open?
The what?
Like the canon, like the Bible canon. Do you feel like it's still open?
No, I mean the scriptures are clear that we shouldn't go beyond what is written, right? So that's what we have is what's written. So we're not adding anything new to it. We're not, there's room for us to understand things maybe better. To really have a clearer understanding of, especially, we know a lot of things that have happened in the past, but, there's a lot of things that are unknown about what's going to happen. Not a lot, but there's some things that talk about in the future that, we have to kind of wait and see. A lot of things, when it comes to Bible prophecy, they really become clear after it's been fulfilled. So some things, we'll have to wait and see how things will be fulfilled, but,
Yeah, I say that because
whatever's in the Bible is in the Bible. It's not going to change, right? So that's what's in there. And so even in the Bible, we see the scripture where it talks about, if you remember that, where Paul was preaching went to this city and explained to them what the Bible taught, and then it says in the Bible that they carefully examined with eagerness, the things that Paul was talking about. So they did research, they looked things up, they compared the scriptures with what Paul was teaching, because these teachings that Paul was teaching them about Jesus Christ were all new to them, right? They were Jewish people. They weren't Christians before, and so they had to do their research. They had to look into the scriptures. They had to examine things to really make sure that what Paul was talking about, that it was true. And so it's the same thing we do today, right? We do our research. We look at the scriptures. So that's really what we do.
Yeah, because
that's the same.
I know.
Following the example of what's in the Bible.
Yeah, I know and I asked a question about the canon because I know that the governing body has made prophecies and kind of made ideas that were supposed to be dual fulfillments of prophecies, which would basically mean that God is still revealing prophecies and kind of, even though I guess the canon would be closed out, I mean the canon would still be open.
God was with me through it all. When I look